Well, hello there, my old friends. Thanks a million for clicking on my video. I'll tell you something. This is November weather. Absolutely unreal. Very cold tonight. Now this is a cold house. It's an old house that I'm living in, but it's cold. Mass concrete walls. But I'll tell you this much. It's not great weather for the start of June. Last night's video didn't do too bad actually. I ended up with 7 winners. 7 winners. The second race in the Curragh, I picked out number 10 at 9-2, and I picked out number 12 each way at 16-1. Now number 12 at 16-1 was gambled into trees and bet by a nose. Nearly won it. But still, that's a 4-1 winner if you backed him at 16-1. There's a lot of gambles going on with the weather and a lot of horses drifting. But I done fairly well, getting 7 winners. 7 winners out of 14 races. How bad could you go, like, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, I want to tell you something during the video as well. Very important. I got a text today. Account of the weather and the rain. There's going to be an upset in the Oaks on Friday. The Epsom Oaks. Now, I'll get to that. And it's an Aidan O'Brien horse. Anyway, last night's video, I had a 4-1, 2-1, 15-8, 9-2, 9-4, 6-4, and 11-4. That's not bad going. I think 2 of them were each way, but they're still winners. They're placed. Right, so that's last night's video. Tomorrow, I'm not happy with the racing tomorrow, even at Leopardstown. But sure, look, we'll keep the old channel going. We'll give it a go. So I went for 8 races at Wetherby and 7 races at Leopardstown. And like I said, I have a horse for the Oaks on Friday. Big price. Right, we'll start off at Wetherby. The 2-12. Most of this card I think is fairly straightforward. The 2-12, I went for the favourite, number 1. Ziggy Starshine. 6-4. Couldn't find anything else, it's bad racing. The 2-42, the second race at Wetherby. Second race at Wetherby, I went for number 8. That is a 9-4 favourite in that race. I went for number 8, Cheeky Cheska. Cheeky. Number 8, fuck it, you know the one of it. Tim Easterby, he have 2 horses in it. Could be the bet of the day. Cheeky Cheska, something like that. Right, we'll move on to the third race at Wetherby. The 3-12, I picked out the favourite again, number 4, Reigning Queen. Just fucking raining outside, I tell you. Reigning Queen. Oisin Murphy for Baldwin. 15-8 favourite. So look, could be a winner. thanks again. I want to thank you all for getting a lot of subs lately. Delighted, thanks a million. Let's keep these videos going. There's some big racing coming up this summer. And you can't say that I'm not on form at the moment. Averaging 6 a day roughly, seven today. But anyway, look, you might get days you'll get nothing. That's why I always say gamble responsibly. Only bet what you can afford. And never chase your money. Right, where are we? Shut up, Kenny. 342. I went for number 11. I actually went for 2 in this. I went for number 11. Borgina. Callum Rodriguez and Ed Bettel. 13-2. And I also went for number 8, which I think is a cracking, absolute serious each way bet. Magic Box. My last ex had one of those, a Magic Box. Kieran Fallon for Willie Haggis. Where are we? That's 11 and 8. Yeah, Magic Box is 9-1. Hold on now, we see. Where are you, Magic Box? Where are you gone? Yeah, 9-1. Jeez, I swear I was drinking or something. Drinking the tea. So that's the 342. We'll move on to race number 5. The 412. And I picked out 2 in this as well. I've gone for the favours. Number 2. Chow Capo. 7-4 favours. And I've also gone for number 8, which is 8-1. Dalamara. Now when this combination gets going and starts getting winners, back every single horse. Andrew Mullen for B. Haslam. I think it's Brian Haslam. I should know everyone's name by now. But when that team gets going, get on their horses. So that's 2 to win and 8 each way. The 412. The 442. The 6th race at Wetherby. I went for 2 again in this. I went for number 9, Inspired. 5-2 favours. I don't know, is there any point? Sure, look, people making these videos will tell you all the horses farm, who's riding them out in the morning, who's feeding them, how many calories they're eating. I like to give the old number, the horse, the name. Just flick down through it a bit. Yeah, tis Carl Burke. I didn't see Carl getting a winner with a while. Clifford Lee for Carl Burke. Inspired. What did I say he was? 5-2. I haven't wrote down. I'm going to make him my nap. I have a big each way nap for tomorrow. Very big each way nap. But I'm after deciding now to make him my nap. So that's number 9 in the 442. 5-2. And I've also went for number 11. O-R-N-E. Arnie Schwarzenegger. Arnie. Cam Hamble for Anthony Britton, Tony Britton. He haven't a screed of form, but I just fancy him. He's 12 to 1 each way. So that's 9 to win and number 11 each way. Right, the 5:15. I made this fairly simple. It's a tricky race. They're all tricky races tomorrow again. Like I said before, I don't like midweek racing. Still, I got 7 winners today. But anyway, I went for number 1. Crocus Time. Now I don't recall hearing of the trainer, R.E. Barr. I know the jockey, Shea Farmer. Won last time out on a very high mark. The draw is not great, but 5 to 1, I think he'll win. That's number 1 in the 5:15 at Wetherby. The last race at Wetherby is the 5:50. And I've gone for number 4. Data Fata Secotus. Who the hell do we fucking name these horses, eh? Data Fata Secotus. That's a dangerous name. But anyway, Fraser for Rebecca Mendes. Again, I think it's a good thing. 100 to 30. 100 to 30 favourite. So that's number 4 in the 5:50 Wetherby. Right, hold on to yourselves now, people. Hold on to yourselves. We'll go to Leopardstown. Dodgy card at Leopardstown as well. 7 races. O'Brien have a good. When I open my mouth, he's in the first race again, yeah. The 5:30. Now, a lot of Aiden's horses are not going to act on the soft ground the weekend. So I wouldn't be lumping heavy on his favourites, I'll tell you that now. Because he might have a good few second strings or third strings, which I'm going to give you now in a minute for the Oaks. Oh jeez, well that's lovely instead of drinking dirty beer. The first race at Leopardstown, the 5:30, I went for number 3. I don't think he got me a winner today. And I can never pronounce his name properly. Dylan Brown McMonigal. Anyway, number 3, Blonde Over Blue. Sounds like something at a babe station. Blonde Over Blue. Joseph O'Brien, 400,000. How did he spend this kind of money on horses? Well, sure, look, that's their own business. That's number 3 in the first race. He's 13 to 2. Okie doke. Move on to the second race at Leopardstown. 6 o'clock. A big open race again. 15 grand handicap. And I went for the top lad. Bella Isabella. 7 to 1 each way. Jeremy will have 3 or 4 horses out tomorrow, lads. He's starting to come back on the scene. Geez, 10 or 15 years ago, he was one of the best trainers in Ireland, along with Aidan O'Brien. But yeah, I just didn't fancy it. There's nothing in the race with Farmer, number 6. And I think he have a wicked drop in class, Bella Isabella. So I'm going to go for number 1 in the 6 o'clock, 7 to 1 each way. We'll move on swiftly to the third race, the 6:30. Now, this reminds me of a race today with 5 runners. I think O'Brien had the favourite, remember? I picked out 1 and 4, something like that. I picked out 4 and 1 for a forecast. The 4 horse was O'Brien, money on. I think he finished 4th. That's racing, lads, that's racing. You want to be stoned, absolutely stoned out of your box to go in and put 10 or 20,000 on a horse. I seen 1 to 20s getting beaten. 1 to 16s, 1 to 10. Should be no horse that price. But anyway, we're here at the 6:30 at Leopardstown. Endorsement number 2, 2 to 7. So instead of skipping the race, I went for himself and the son, Joseph, for a forecast. So I went for number 2 and number 5. We'll see what happens. Straight forecast. Move on to the 7 o'clock at Leopardstown, and I went for number 9. Chris Hayes is favourite. I take it it's for Dermot Weld. I just didn't fancy him. Second last time out, 2 seconds there, Dermot Weld. I just didn't fancy him, so I went for number 9. My Girl Grace for Gary Carroll and Ger Lyons. Very, very open race, lads. Favourite could piss it, but anyway. I went for number 9, My Girl Grace, 10 to 1 each way. We're nearly there. Hold on to yourselves now. 7:30. 17 minutes in. The 7:30 at Leopardstown. I went for an L5, number 8. Is 100 to 30 again. Joseph O'Brien and Dylan Brown again. Sweet Baby Zoo, said OU. Number 4 won his last 2 races. It's a dodgy racing, lads, you know what I mean? I don't know how I'm picking the winners lately, I swear to God. But that's number 8 in the 7:30 at Leopardstown, 100 to 30. Probably just all luck, but come here. I study, before I make these videos, I sit down for 3 or 4 hours. And I go through the 2 meetings that I pick out and all the racing, all the horses. So it takes time, like. And then you're looking at another hour and a half to upload. And make your own thumbnail, you know what I mean? It could take 20 minutes to make a thumbnail. The 8 o'clock, second last race, Leopardstown. I went for 2, and I can't even read my own writing. I went for 2. This is the kind of race I like. 16 runner handicap, favourite 6 to 1. So I went for one of the favourites, number 3. She's getting a good few winners. Number 3 is Diamond Exchange, 6 to 1. Shane Foley for a good old Jesse Harrington. Serious base, that thing could win very easy, 6 to 1. Again, you'll see horses drifting, you'll see horses coming into betting. I mean, look at that one today. 16 or 18 to 1 into 3s. Bet by a snot, you know what I mean? But a lot of gamblers are not winning lately. But anyway, number 3, 6 to 1. Back him to winner each way. And I also went for number 13 in the same race, the 8 o'clock. And that's why I'm drinking this. Because the name of the horse is No More Porter. Number 13 for Aidan McGuinness. Backed a good few of his horses now lately, and he's not He's not kind of making me moist. But anyway, the 8 o'clock number 3, 6 to 1. And number 13 is 18 to 1. I think it's a good bet. Right, the last race, the 8:30 at Leopardstown. Now I gave you my nap already. I think it was at Wetherby. You'll see it in the video anyway. The 8:30, I went for number 11, Chirac. C-H-I-R-A-C, Chirac. He's 10 to 100 to 30 favours. That's number 11. Ronan Whelan for J. Fern. Ronan's going to become some jockey, I'll tell you that much now. As far as I know, he's only a young lad. But number 11 in the last race, 100 to 30. And this is where my each way nap comes in. Don't worry, I'm getting to O'Brien's horse for Friday now in a minute. I went for number 14 each way in the 8:30. Wicklow Gap. Gary Carl for Gary Cromwell. He's 14 to 1. I actually think, even though I went for the favours, 100 to 30, he could be the bet. He could be the bet for tomorrow. At 16 to 1. That's number 14 in the 8:30 at Leopardstown. Wicklow Gap. Keep an eye on his price, lads. Have a few quid on him if you can. But gamble responsibly. Alright? Right, that's the 2 meetings out of the way. Now, I got a text.
The Final Furlong podcast is presented by...
Wow. See, I watches all them podcasts as well, and they goes on for an hour or two. Fair play to him. I mean, I actually like that podcast, The Final Furlong. There's a great team of lads and they'll always answer you back, they'll always chat with you. But anyway, look, Friday, 4 o'clock, the Oaks, right? It's not even up on screen. As far as I know, there's 9 runners declared. Hopefully, there'll be definitely 8 if the ground doesn't get too bad. But the way the ground is at the moment, this horse, this Aidan O'Brien horse, is going to absolutely love it. He's going to love the ground. And he has a serious chance of beating the favours, his stablemate. Have a small few quid tomorrow if you can. The horse will definitely run 100%. If you're back in El Horse, tomorrow's Thursday, go in and back Sugar Island for the Oaks on Friday. He's 20 to 1. He will not be 20 to 1 on Friday. That's guaranteed. I'll guarantee you that. I put my house on it. There used to be a horse years ago, if you remember, called Foundation. A lot of people put their houses on him. Bit of humour, lads, bit of humour. Anyway, look, that's it. I went through the 2 cards for tomorrow. My nap, my each way nap. And that's the tip I got for Friday. Don't forget that horse. Best of luck. I hope you're backing actually, a few of my runners. 7 today. Just luck. Could be a stroke of luck, but I'll keep going. I'm not backing any of myself. If I sat in that, I was sitting there today, and I said if you went in now with a tenner for every race, say 150 quid, I normally pick out 15 races, 16 races. you are not going to lose. You're going to more than double your money with the horses I'm picking out lately. Now, I not want to keep a booklet of all the winners and all that over the last couple of weeks. I'm after doing seriously well. I nearly went through the whole card at the Curragh. You know that from my other videos 2 weeks ago. I think it was Guineas weekend. So I know a little bit about horses, a little bit about form. I might go on a bit too much talking, right? So don't fucking, like, you know what I mean? I'm only making a video. Relax. Anyway, look. Excuse me. Good night and God bless. Stay safe. And remember, you're all beautiful. Every one of you. Gamble responsibly. Only bet what you can afford. Sorry. And never chase your money. Kenny from Tipperary. Over and out. We'll talk to you tomorrow night. God bless.